Today we're going to show you how to do a ECU flash on the Audi R8. VR Tuned is one of the only companies that can flash these ECUs through the OBD2 port because we have a device that flashes both the master and the slave ECU at once. So we're going to plug into the ECU so you can see how we do that. We're going to read out the file, and we're going to make the new tune file, and then we're going to load it back to the car, start it, and go. And this thing will be ready, set, done. So let's check this out. So this is an early version of the Audi R8 V10. This is the 5.2 liter V10 in it, which is it's pretty impressive. These things are high revving monsters. Same engine, of course, that they had in the. This one's pretty cool. Has a gated shifter. You can see right there, gated shifter, which makes it a lot better than the early. I think Steptronic is what it was called. We've got the VR Tuned flash kit right here. You can see the package that it comes in, our OBD2 cable and cord, and then the flash card. And the reason we have the flash card is because you need to go to this URL to see the instructions on how to do it. And that is the most important part of it. So let's connect the cable right inside there and start the process. All right, step one is we're gonna go to vrtuned.com and we're gonna go here to the iFlash OBD2 instructions. Now these instructions are pretty detailed because we wanna make sure people don't mess anything up. Here we go. So we wanna first, after we read everything, make sure everything's okay, we understand everything, we gotta download the software. So we get all the way down here, it says the software. So for the R8 and other Volkswagen, Audis, and even some Porsches use the VAG client. So we go down here and we will download the VAG flash client, which is right here. And we can also do separately the DSG flashing with this tool as well. So let's click on download. And it does require you put in your name so we know who is downloading the file. Now this has to be done on a Windows-based laptop, no Mac, no tablets, but something that is Windows-based. We're gonna download this executable file and run and install the program like you would any other program on a computer. So it's pretty straightforward. So once you install the program, you will see the icon there, iFlash VAG. You'll double click on that to start it. Now, before you do anything, you need to make sure that you have a charger on your laptop, because if your laptop dies during programming, you are effed. You need to make sure you've got your USB cable and your OBD2 plugged in. And on the R8, do not put a battery charger on there unless the thing is dead as hell, but you want to make sure you have at least a constant 12 volts. We are going to go through this, and the first thing we need to do is we need to turn the ignition key to power on so all of the lights are on. Do not start the car, but all the lights are on. So you can see all of the lights are on the dash, key in the ignition. Now we start the process. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. You just need to go through these prompts by clicking the next button, next. Make sure your computer works. Yes, it does, next. Goes through and make sure that you have a connection to your car. There you go, there's your VIN. It identifies the ECU for you. Bosch MED 9.2 Green Oak ×2. There's the VIN. This is an end user cable. With an end user cable, when you connect it, it locks the cable to your VIN. As soon as you lock the cable to your VIN, this is yours. There's no way to reset it, exchange it, cancel it, or anything else. So yes, next. Yes, I want to do this, yes. Now we are at the option to read. You can see we've got all the ECU details, the software number, engine VIN. So you want to make sure you now click read ECU memory. Remember, all of this stuff is on the instruction page, which you can easily go back and read here. It goes step by step on what to do. Yes, the pictures might be different, but it is all the same. And of course, there's notes like this. Check this out, Audi R8 customers, blah, 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 read here, select this, all this other stuff, pretty simple. So let's go back to the flashing component and start reading the ECU memory. All right, clicking ECU memory, we need to now save it in a file. I like to just save it on my desktop to start with. So we're gonna save that there. And it's now gonna go through the reading part of the ECU. It's gonna read both ECUs that are in the R8 for the V10. This might take anywhere from about 10 to 20 minutes. So make sure anytime you are reading and writing, you do not leave this position. You wanna be here with your feet there and not moving to make sure everything is going okay. All right, you can see here we are still reading the ECU. Got about 24 minutes left until we get that ready so we can make the tune file. Okay, you can see the ECU has been successfully read. So we're gonna go ahead and save that in our folder. And now that needs to be uploaded to the VR Tuned team. Okay, the file's been saved here. This is the original file. So this is the actual full original file from the car, which if you did want to flash back, you can do by simply going back to the iFlash, following instructions, and doing the program ECU memory again with ORG file. So now we are going to upload that to the VR Tuned team, which is us, and go ahead and get that file made. So as soon as you do that, you just go over here to VR Tune, and you'll remember back at the top, there's also this one right here, but back at the top of the instructions, you will see it says upload your file. So you can see here the upload form, very easy. Just fill out your information and upload the file. We get that at the VR Tune team, and we try and get that back to you within 24 to 48 business hours. So once you hit submit, we get it, and it's time to get the tune file. Once you've submitted your file, you don't need to wait for anything. You can unplug everything on your car and go drive it as if normal. I've got my cable kit in the case, and it's been about 24 to 48 hours. I've done some shopping, drank some beers, drove around, did some TikToking. Now it's time to go back to the car and flash that tune file that we just sent you. Let's go over there. Right, here we are at the flash screen. We want to click on software option, because remember, we need to click on to force communication with the slave tool and force programming of the ECU memory. Now we just need to hit OK and go to program ECU memory and select our new file that we've done. So we're going to go to where we've saved it. And here's the tune file, which is always going to be an MOD file. So stock file is ORG, tune file is MOD in this case. So we're going to double click that, and now it's going to run through the flashing process. Now remember, it is very important that you stay with the vehicle. That way, if it requires you to do anything, ask anything, you want to make sure that nothing shuts off. You don't want to have the computer die, so you want to make sure it's plugged in. You want to make sure the car is on correctly. You don't want to have your dog trip over the extension cord. So make sure that you are well aware of your programming the ECU. Now, if the ECU dies in the middle of programming, then the ECU is quote unquote bricked, and you have to send those ECUs into us. So here we have an instruction. Please toggle ignition off for 10 seconds and then back on. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. Okay, all the lights back on the dash. Go ahead and click OK. And now it continues the programming process. Remember, while it is programming, you can see here, sometimes the programming will go much faster than the reading, but don't open up any other programs. Make sure your virus scanners, anything's turned off so it doesn't pop up and interrupt the flashing process. That way you don't have any issues. Okay, still programming away. Looks like we've got about 9 minutes left. Could be less. Again, programming goes pretty quick on it compared to the read. Once programming is done, it's always a good idea to start the car twice to make sure everything is working okay. Of course, just as I say that, the programming stops. So now we got to turn the ignition off. Okay, the ignition is off, so we'll just go ahead and click that button over here. And once that's done, it'll say the ECU has been successfully flashed. At that point, we will test start the car. That means everything's good, so now we're going to start the car. Starts up, no problem. Let's turn it off and start it again, make sure everything is good. Okay, that's it. That's how easy it was to flash the Audi R8 V10 via the OB2 with our VR Tuned system. So you can check this out. Of course, ECU flashes for all different cars on our website, vividracing.com. If you got a question on ECU tuning, what is the best tune for you, how to tune a car, anything like that, or what we offer, go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe, because we'll have some more exciting, action-packed stuff going on. But right now, a little tuning check for you. Now, it's back to having fun. We'll see you guys at the next one.